Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
ranking European countries. So obviously it's her opinion.
Why?
She said she just felt like it. So it's her opinion, yeah. So it's of course subjective, but let's see what's her reasoning's going to be.
So let's start off strong with Germany. I lived in Germany for 2 years, so I feel like I have a lot of opinions about it. I know the ups and I know the very big downs, like bureaucracy.
Where she's from,
and the fact that they're known for being
Latvia.
punctual, but somehow their trains are not. You probably know Germany for their beer, for their sausages, and for the wars. So I'll give this country a C. Next up on our list we have France.
Oh, so we're going like fast.
Oh, so A, B, C, D, E.
I think
A, B, C.
I don't know if you've seen those like rankings. It goes like I think D, C, B, A, S. Like S is the S tier, and then it's like tiers. I don't know if you see like back a couple years ago. It used to be like very popular those like tables. So I think that's how she's gonna do.
So C is the average.
I guess towards the bottom, I would say C, which is I mean, I know it's a lot of countries to cover in 20 minutes. I guess I kind of wish it would be a little more in depth.
Yeah,
like,
and also if I could see like a visualist, because I think she's gonna just go through them.
Yeah.
A very romanticized country, or maybe over-romanticized. You have the croissants, you have the macarons, you have the French language, you have Paris. France is very big, maybe very patriotic. That's why they want other people to speak French. But
I saw a lot of
I feel
people
like
on TikTok, they're open, being honest now. A lot of people who go visit France, they say how their experience wasn't the best because they tried to communicate with the people even though they don't know the language per se. And it's just like with the French, they have this kind of banter they like to do, which comes across as mean but not receptive to those foreigners who come in.
What do you mean by banter?
Like if you ask a question and it's perceived dumb, they will treat you as a dumb person.
Oh. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I have heard that French really want you to speak French. They don't.
But even if you try and you don't do it the best, it's like they treat you. Which sucks, because you're trying.
I have heard all that, yeah, from my personal experience. I was only in Paris. I can speak for Paris. I didn't like it. I wouldn't want to live there. I wouldn't want to visit back ever. But I am open for other parts of France to see. But Paris,
you went to Paris?
Yeah, Paris. I don't want to go back.
like France. So for me, France
I would
is a solid C.
I guess I'm going by
I feel
myself.
like Sweden knows how to market itself.
So what he gave Paris?
She gave France B over
B?
Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
That's interesting.
Because she has over romanticized, so I thought, she's gonna give it like a basic.
And she lives in Germany, so that's interesting because based on our reactions, for me personally, at least Germany is like A.
It's quite
like
structured.
I
would say you know what to expect.
Yeah, a lot of it I really like. So
maybe I don't know if food preferences have to go.
Maybe there's something that we don't see like on the screen. You have to experience. I don't know.
You only hear good things from Sweden. IKEA, H&M, Spotify, ABBA, meatballs. The language is also quite easy to learn if you want to live there, but it is quite cold, so I'm not going to put it in S tier. We're going to give it an A. I have some
So she's doing like at the S tier. Yeah, so S tier is the highest.
Personal opinions about Switzerland, or maybe they're not that controversial, but it's expensive. If you are European and you want to visit Switzerland, your phone plan is going to be off the charts for no goddamn reason. And yeah, if you live there, you have a better salary. But also, I know that taxes take a lot of your money. Switzerland is very well maintained, but it's so well maintained that it's kind of boring to be there in a way. I feel like a lot of cities lost its charm because it's just so clean. I feel like it's a weird complaint, but it is true. They do have very beautiful mountains. It's a very beautiful country. Last but not least, I think Switzerland thinks it's too cool to join any kind of group. Why? Make some friends. I don't know. So I'm giving it a D. Netherlands. I lived in the Netherlands for.
Yeah, I mean, for me, yes, Switzerland is not attractive, but mostly for the cost. Like, it's just so expensive that
For 5 years. So I also have quite some opinions about that country. I mean, I love the tulips, I love the bikes, I love the architecture, but the housing crisis kind of sucks. I mean, I think there's a housing crisis like almost everywhere in the world, but I think in the Netherlands it's quite bad because they have issues building new houses, and even Dutch people are just struggling to find something for a reasonable price. And also, it doesn't help that every time I make a video about the Netherlands, people in the comment section, Dutch people in the comment section, always are like, don't come to this country. It's full. We don't want anybody here. And I'm like, okay, yikes.
Oh, interesting. We only got that in Spain when we did our Spanish reaction. We got that. That was the only country where we got that response that we did like I think 10 places to visit in Spain or something like that, and yeah, people in the comments said, yeah, don't come. Yeah.
I kind of get it, but also seems a little bit mean. So for these reasons, from an A, it drops down to a B. Luxembourg. I mean, you do have Lux in the name. Another expensive country, another confusing country. It's like so small, and that's kind of it. It's small and rich. They also have 3 languages, French, German, and Luxembourgish. I feel like they just made that up. And the city center of Luxembourg kind of feels like a city, but it also kind of feels like a village because it's so small. So if you're into that kind of vibe, that's cool. But for me, it just felt a bit off. I don't know. But they do have free public transport, so that's kind of cool. And I'll still give it a D though. Next up, Spain. Spain. I mean, aesthetic-wise, probably pretty cool. I've been there when I was a child. I don't remember much about it. But for me, it's kind of too warm. I'm not really a warm country kind of person.
I assume that she went there recently to really get ready.
I feel like she couldn't possibly have traveled all European countries to rate them. I think some of it's just going to be hearsay. That is just her opinion, though, so it's interesting.
Or when it's a bit colder, not too cold. You would think if you studied Spanish, living in Spain would be a breeze, but they also have another language called Catalonian, which is not similar to Spanish, which is like, why do you make your life so hard? I mean, why? I mean, because of history and culture, but... So, I'm gonna give Spain a C. Next up, Italy. Let's see, what do I have in my notes? Where is Italy? I mean, we have the pizza, we have the pasta, we have the Roman Empire, and the country looks like a boot. I mean, they really knew what they were doing with that. Like, I think it is one of the most cool-looking countries there is in the world, based on the shape. And also, it's easy to make fun of. I think they imprinted their cultural presence into the world pretty well. And Emily's in Rome now. Makes me kind of want to visit Rome. But I'll give this country...
Holidays are here, so let's get glam. I got these products from Ultra Beauty at Target. We have the Morphe Crowd Pleaser Pop.
I thought Italy was quite nice. I like the food scene. I feel like I would find something to eat there.
And the warm climate. Well, she said she don't like the climate, so I guess.
Thing when I think of Greece is very white, and also a lot of stray cats. At least that's what I see on
No,
I
that's
like
not
their
true.
plan. I also know their economy is probably not doing that great. They have great food. I mean, Mediterranean food. That's kind of where it is. And from what I've heard of, they're overworked, so that's a bit sad. I would say.
I am not getting that on the Greek. At least you guys tell us that.
It seems very chill.
Yeah, that you love to party and the financial.
Not that, is that I feel like there's a balance, a work-life balance where the priority is more enjoying life than working
that's
to enjoy life.
This one, a C. Latvia.
Because to me, when you say, "Oh, you like to party," like
no,
party sounds like you like
but
like no.
I mean, like family gatherings and like that type of party.
Yeah, I feel like when I hear next party, it's like
like family gatherings and whatnot, stuff like that.
I am from Latvia, and you would think I would be biased and put my country way high up.
Then why you leave?
Well. I have a lot of thoughts about Latvia. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for where I grew up. I think we have a beautiful capital, we have lots of trees, and we're near the Baltic Sea. So there's a lot of things to like about this country. But living here is not that fun. Ever since the inflation happened, Latvia was hit by that the worst. I compared German grocery stores to Latvian grocery stores, and shockingly, it's the same or even more expensive in Latvia than it is in Germany. And the problem is, we don't have German salaries, so what is going on? Plus, the Latvian food is nominated to be one of the most boring cuisines in Europe. Which I don't blame them. I mean, look at this dessert. It's called bread soup. It's made out of dry bread, whipped cream, and dried fruit. Does it sound appetizing? Does it look appetizing? Not really. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. If you come around, you should give it a try. But that kind of tells you something about this country. So overall, I have to give Latvia a D. So since we're talking about Latvia, we have to talk
I see why you left. Okay.
about all the other Baltic countries. So next up, we have Estonia. Or should I say Estonia? Because they have a lot.
Yeah, she's going to do next.
How do you know?
She said other Baltic countries, so Lithuania's going to be next.
It's very simplified and digitalized, which is pretty cool. However, I recently learned that grocery prices are like 20% more expensive than in Latvia, which is like mind-blowing. Because how more expensive can you get? And Finland used to visit Estonia to buy liquor from them because it's way cheaper. And they stopped doing that because it got too expensive. Or, well, it got the same, so there was no reason to do that anymore. So that tells you what's going on in that economy. But I do like the flag. I think this one is my favorite flag from the Baltic countries. It's kind of simple and gets the point across. I don't know. So I'll give this a...
I mean, all the flags are the same. Like different colors, but similar principle.
A solid C. Lithuania. Lithuania. Gets confused with Latvia a lot. which I understand. We are a very small country. Like, who even knows about us? We didn't even do anything like that impactful. So I get why we get confused. Is it annoying still? Yes, a little bit, but it's okay. They have this pink soup. I actually thought it's a Latvian thing, so I'm also kind of pissed off about that. But the pink soup is pretty cool. It's probably not going to be your cup of tea if you don't know what it is made out of, but it's pink, and I like it. So I'll be. Also because I think it's doing the best out of the 3 Baltic countries, but I think we're all doing kind of bad. So yeah, moving on. Austria. The flag gets confused with the Latvian flag a lot.
Wait, so she only gave 1 A, right? To Sweden, I think.
No one got an S.
I mean, I don't confuse it because I know the difference. A lot of people do confuse it, and I don't like that. They speak German, but it's not really German. If you know Hochdeutsch, you probably won't understand what they're talking about. Vienna is a beautiful city, but it is a little bit kind of too shiny. Like, it kind of hurts to walk there. And I'm not the only one who thought that when I was there. I saw a TikTok about a guy talking about it, and I was like, huh. I thought it was just me.
I don't know, I liked Vienna when I was there. I think it was a very nice city.
Actually, I think a lot of people think it's too shiny. So, mainly because of the flag and the fact that Vienna is kind of shiny, I'll give it a B.
Wow.
Next up, Romania. I feel like I don't know much about Romania. The only thing I know is that I have a friend from Romania, and that they came up with Dracula. That's kind of cool. So, a C. A C it is. Vatican City. I feel like this country can go either way. It could be an S tier or it could be an F tier. Because it's so small and so not necessary, and yet it still exists. How would you call a country when you have city in the name? I rest my case. It's an F. Okay, Portugal. Portugal is on my bucket list, but I still cannot manage to visit that country. It's always a little bit too far. Every time I see pictures of Portugal, they're like oversaturated for like no reason. So maybe I'm overhyping this country, most likely. But I do want to visit that castle. That very fun-looking castle, because I saw PewDiePie visiting it. And ever since he did that, I had Portugal on my bucket list. So they also have great pastries. And I do kind of like how Portuguese sounds. That's kind of interesting. So this country is getting a B. Or maybe, based on what I know, I would give it an A. But also I know they're having issues, like any other country, so I'm going to give it a B. Denmark. When I visited Denmark, I had such a great time. It was sunny. It was in summer, so no rain inside. I know it rains a lot there, but it was sunny. The buildings were very beautiful. The design was very inspiring. I was in Copenhagen also, so I feel like it's a very vibrant city, lively city. Everybody looks so cool and stylish. For a Scandinavian country, it's not too far from the rest of Europe. That's also pretty cool. And also bikes. They love bikes. So based on what I told you, I would give this country an A.
A, second A, okay.
I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. But also, why do you have 2 words in the name? I know history happened and whatever. Probably it was 2 separate countries or 2 separate cities and they came together and then they had to combine it and also add an and in there. If you have an and in your country name, I feel like you're just doing too much. So, a D. There's nothing else I know about this country. I'm kind of hardcore judging the name. Finland. I visited Finland like a couple of days ago. Not gonna lie, was expecting a little bit more. I was in Helsinki, not the whole Finland. So overall, why do they have a Scandinavian-looking flag, but they're not part of Scandinavia? But I think Finland in general has an interesting reputation. For example, the fact that it doesn't exist, kind of funny. Does it exist? Did I visit Finland? I don't really know. Santa Claus also lives there, so... That's a thing. And the language is like one of the most difficult European languages you can learn. So that's kind of fun. I don't know why they decided on that, but that is what it is. So overall, I'll give this country a B. Belgium. Belgium. Made fun of by the French and also made fun of by the Dutch. Belgium, I feel like, can never win, but they do win with their waffles. The Belgian waffles.
You see how thick the waffle is? I was telling you about the waffles. This is like the ridges are very deep. Yeah, that's what I meant. This is
So
like a
good.
waffle.
And I think they
take
also
a
have
waffle.
fries, question mark. So if they invented fries, that's also a pretty solid invention. Yeah, the whole country is divided into 2 sections, kind of. One of them is doing better than the other, or so I've heard. I visited Brussels. I did not like Brussels. I visited Antwerp. I really like Antwerp. So I'm giving this a C. UK. I feel like we all know UK. I feel like we probably had a crush on someone who had a British accent. UK has an interesting history overall, an interesting culture, like beans on toast. We also had the surge of UK YouTubers. That was an interesting time. I mean, UK knows what it's doing, I think. They also have Brexit, and I think they're still unsure of what they really want to do with that. Yeah, I'll give it a D. I feel like a D just makes sense. You know, Ukraine. Not gonna lie, I don't really know much about Ukraine, except for the big thing that's happening to them right now, which is very sad. I do know that borscht comes from Ukraine, and who doesn't love Verka Serdushka? So, I'm giving this a B. A polite B. Liechtenstein. Oh, Liechtenstein. I visited Liechtenstein. Was one of the most disappointing countries to visit.
Yes, we watched the reaction about Liechtenstein just Sunday, I believe. We kind of thought the guy didn't do it justice, but based on that video, there was nothing about it that created like any intrigue to see. Like, he basically said there's more banks than bakeries. That's not exactly appealing to the person that is not looking for a bank, you know. So yeah, I don't know. But
I confused Liechtenstein with Luxembourg, so I had high expectations, or at least a little bit higher than you should have for this country. Because this country, or is it even a country? The whole city center was like a road with 3 overpriced restaurants, souvenir stores where you can buy Swiss souvenirs, and the whole country is kind of surrounded by mountains from other countries. So basically what I'm saying, there's nothing to see, and it's almost so bad that it's kind of funny. But honestly, it's just bad and overpriced for no goddamn reason. So Liechtenstein gets a solid F, because
what do you mean, Liechtenstein? They live in Liechtenstein.
No, but like, never mind.
Why does this country exist? There's reasons, but I don't fully know them. Poland. I'm going to Poland. I'm very excited. I feel like Poland kind of is getting better, climbing the reputation ladder, climbing their economy state. Yeah, they have a lot of good food. They have many cool cities like Krakow, Warsaw, Gdansk, and for some reason I keep getting TikToks of Polish men discovering animals. So, I'm rating this a B. Honestly, based on what I know right now, I could also give it an A, but I'm not too sure. I guess I'll see after I visit the country. So, Slovakia. I lived in Slovakia 6 months, specifically in Bratislava. Was cute, was fun. I was kind of lonely there. The country is kind of rough.
Maybe student exchange program or something, but damn, she lived in a lot of countries. How old is she? Because basically she lived there, like that.
By other countries that are more interesting to visit, so I think it's not really a tourist destination, but you know, it's cute, does the job. I'm giving this a B. Malta. Well, as I said before, I'm not really a heat, warm type of person. I like when the weather is warm, but like not too warm. So this country is located where it gets pretty hot. It's also an island country, so very confusing for me. I visited Malta a year ago, and I'm gonna be fully honest, I was a little bit saddened by the fact that there's so many abandoned houses. I feel like Malta has very unique architecture, but I think some parts of the city is kind of just not really well maintained for probably many reasons. And it's a bit sad to see it kind of not in its best shape. But they do also have blue lagoons, so that's kind of cool. And the flag is a bit weird. I mean, I like the division of the white and red, but the cross is gray. Why did you choose gray? So I'm giving Malta a D. I'm sorry, Malta.
So really, not one country gonna get an S?
Can't get better. Hungary. Well, as a dyslexic person, this is confusing. You cannot write Hungary and pronounce it like this, I think, and not expect me to make a mistake. They have goulash though. Goulash, I think one of my top favorite dishes. Yum yum yum. And also Budapest. Cool city. Vibes. A lot of vibes. Yeah. So it's a B. Iceland. Okay, Iceland is like almost not even part of Europe. So they're doing their own thing. They know what they're doing, or I think they do. It's an interesting decision to live in Iceland. I mean, I think a lot of people that go and live in Iceland, they don't stay longer than 3 years because it can get really depressing and dark. And so it's a small island, and it also has a lot of volcanoes. It's super windy and rainy, so I don't know why would you live there, technically, theoretically, but people do.
I don't know why.
And, you know, I respect that. And they also have bread that they make in the ground with steam. They just got really creative there, I would say so.
Wait, what
so,
bread?
I'll give Iceland an A. They're just doing their own thing there. Isles of Men, or Man. Isles of Man. I mean, what about the rest of 50% of the population? Such a weird name. I discovered this country because I was playing GeoGuessr, and then I was like, what is this? What is this flag with 3 legs? And then it revealed where it is, and I was like, oh. So basically on this name alone, I was considering giving it an F, but I guess I'll give it a D, because I still give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not too sure about that. Ireland. I feel like Ireland has a strong branding. The greenery, the pot of gold, the leprechauns, the rainbow, the guys wearing skirts. I think that should be a thing. Why are they the only ones that have thought of that in Europe? I would give this a B. Bulgaria. Again, I think I don't really know much about Bulgaria. The only thing that I do know is that when you want to say yes, you do your head like this. And when you want to say no, you do your head like this.
Really?
Which is super confusing for the rest of the continent. I mean, why would you just go against the grain? Maybe they're rebels, or maybe they want to confuse people. So, let's see. This is
so that's the list. So not the country got S. So what is an S country then? Oh.
And she included all the countries?
No, not all. She said in the intro she said that she's not going to include countries that she doesn't really know much about. So because we didn't see Serbia, Croatia. Montenegro, Albania, a bunch of Balkan countries we didn't see there. Cyprus we didn't see also. Interesting.
I don't know about her list. I don't take it too much seriously.
Yeah, it was, her opinions with some places she hasn't even been, so,
She gave them high, even though she hasn't been.
Yeah,
but if she's been, she gave it pretty low.
The thing I feel what she could have done, because it does seem she's been to quite a few countries, I'd rather she would have done a video rating the countries she's been to.
Yeah.
And giving like more detailed explanations about the rankings, like why, that would have been better than ranking countries that she's never been to and just like based on what she's heard and she's seen on TV. Because by that logic, we could just do a video right now ranking European countries. That is kind of pointless.
I could. It would be my opinion, just like hers.
Right, you're entitled to opinion, but your opinion is not. It's not like even it's not an educated opinion. Because it's like.
I'm already educated. I've seen a lot of videos.
Yeah, but it's different seeing videos in it. Because like we've seen a lot of videos on Germany, and we would think it's like a country, but she gave it a C, and she lives there. So maybe there's something we don't see. That's why. But she can do what she wants. That was interesting to see the work.
Okay. Alright, so of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.